All right, second time is the charm. Sorry about that. I actually pressed streaming, not record, when doing this video. So I spoke for the past 20 minutes and didn't record a thing. My apologies. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Aftermarket Recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Thanks for taking the time to join me this afternoon on a Friday, like we do every Friday, after the market closes. It is around 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Again, my apologies for not doing it earlier. I pressed streaming, not record, so all of that I was saying was basically nothing. Nothing was recorded. I didn't do the morning note this morning. My wife and I went to the hospital yesterday. She's okay, nothing emergency. She just needed to go, so we were there for about a good 5 hours. So got home real late. Kind of messes with your routine in the morning. So when you sleep that late, I'm usually in bed very early. I'm usually in bed by 9, if that's the case, kind of winding down, catching up on reading. So, kind of when you mess around with your routine, it messes up the way you see things in the market. So with that being said, I really didn't do much today in terms of that, but I didn't do the morning note either. And I'm pretty good about doing it every day. I try to be as consistent for you guys as I can. Sometimes life happens, but that's okay. I'm doing a video now for you guys. So good afternoon, everybody. Dow closed about 8 points today. NASDAQ closed 0.35%. We had a nice boost toward the end of the session. S&P down 0.16%. The VIX volatility index up 0.59% at 1703. Not a whole lot to go by. Let's go ahead and start with the week that we've had. You can see on Sunday when we opened, we had a little pop, a little chop on Monday. Tuesday we were down a little bit. Pop on CPI, drop afterwards, pop again. Stayed a little flat overnight, drop again on Thursday, nice boost toward the end of the day, drop again on Friday, and a little boost at the end of the day. So again, extremely choppy, pretty much between 41.73 and around 41.15, we'll just call it. Tried to trade futures this week, it didn't work out. A pretty small loss, minus 14 handles, not exactly terrible, but nonetheless, got reversed on, and if I would have held, we probably would have been better off. So that's where we are this week. Let's go and take a look at the trades for the week. Here we are. Netflix, we caught the 340 calls. Those things went as high as 170%. NVIDIA, we got 30%. We closed out on Monday. Block, Square, up 42%. We talked that yesterday. Amazon was for Masterclass. We took that as well. Here is the trade from Masterclass. Here we go. In terms of Masterclass, the trade was, here you go. You can see Amazon 107 calls. It was here, 107 calls May 12th at 110. Show the chart here. Got the breakout at 106.61. Pretty much flat all day. If you want to close here ahead of CPI risk, go ahead. I'm going to hold it personally, so I held. And then we got the breakout in the money. That was lovely. Broke my 108 target, got in the money. Again, like I said, got out. We got as high as 109. I closed a little too early, but again, 77% isn't nothing to sneeze at. So a nice trade on Masterclass. It was not a send a signal. I did open Amazon for next week, and then Marathon as well. So we're still holding that. But 3 for 4 week, 75%. Not the best, not the worst. Still profitable week, but again, we want to stay as consistent as we can. We want to get this Amazon and Mara calls next week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the week itself in terms of the S&P 500. Here is the last 5 days. You can see NASDAQ up 0.61%, S&P down about 0.29%, IWM down about 1%, and industrials, the Dow, which is more value, banks, and energy, 1.11% to the downside. Bitcoin down about 5.4%. So Bitcoin did get a spike after the close. You can see that we're kind of fading a little bit, but nothing crazy. Up about 1.5% since the session closed. For futures, you can see right at 4. We based right around 5 o'clock is where we started getting a little bump up on Bitcoin. So if we get that bump up on Bitcoin, that's really going to help Mara, and that's what I have open. So I want to see if we can get above that $9 level. Again, you could see kind of back to this little zone here, right around the $9 to $8 level. Was playing the breakout here, got the false breakout, was looking for the gap to fill, didn't get it. Good news, we have some time. So we need to get to above 861 as soon as possible. If Bitcoin does boost over the weekend, Mara could go up double digits, which it's had before. For example, 937 to around 1065. That's about a $1.20 move. If we have the same kind of action, we'd be around 10 or 10.20 right here if we just get the same move that we got on Wednesday. So again, if we get something like that, maybe we can close, you know, for a better level. Maybe we get a little more demand, but it's going to be all on Bitcoin, and we'll see if we get back into this range here. You can see it on the 1 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, again, we broke down. We're below the 200, but again, still around this kind of level of support. You can see it here. Put the zeros here. We'll zero out this level here, kind of where we are. You can see, right, that resistance that we finally broke out. Tested, bounced. So we'll see if we can get back to around this range and finally get above the moving average to get the gap fill here around 11.5, which is my target. And if we continue to break down, then you have this gap fill around 722. So I'm glad that we are at least expiring for next week. Amazon, again, I played this with Masterclass. Let's go and take a look at the daily chart, the 2-year. You can see we're still hovering in that trend line. Let's go ahead and bring up the daily. Again, the trend line back from June of last year, where we didn't break above October. We didn't break it back in February, and now we broke above that trend line, but we rejected and back down here. We're really looking for 114.61. That's your gap to fill on the daily. You're above the 200. You're above the 20. You're above the 50, you're above the 100. So momentum is to the upside. The only risk is that there's a gap to fill at 107, 106.92 on Amazon. We have a retail focused week this week coming up for earnings. Let's take a look at it together. Here we are. Again, most of the majority of the earnings are pretty much done. You could see the big ones that are going to report. Well, we did just see it was Home Depot, Target, and Walmart. So those are kind of the biggest of the mega cap names that are going to report. Cisco, Alibaba are pretty much up there too. But again, nothing to really concern myself with unless you're playing these names individually. Fine. But it should have an effect on Amazon, hopefully in a good way. So I do have at least that Amazon exposure. Even though it flipped, we were up 17% yesterday and it flipped today. We had a little bit of a risk off day. Good news, this is why you buy time. So we're going to see what we get from there. Let's go ahead and recap the trades here rather quickly. We're going to go to Netflix. Let's go to Monday, and then we're going to go to Discord. And again, like I said, we do every single trade here, everything as it is explained. So let's start with the week. We started, I believe, on the 9th. What's the 9th or the 8th? Let's see. When was the week start? About 8th. Okay, so the 8th, a couple things that I was looking at. XOM, I caught that first thing in the morning. I had that over the weekend. Disney had a breakout. Again, you can see the chart here. Let's take a look at that. Disney, that was the target I was looking for, right around 105. You could see that. So that was what I'm looking for. My first target would be 107.47, 110, 112 zone is the February highs. Here's the Netflix trade. 330.13 is where we got in. We got out at, well, the week is basically done. 339.86. We got as high as 348. So I'm pretty much almost in the money in terms of targets. So again, playing that Netflix, I think we had that as a watch list play. Did we not? No. So Netflix was something that we posted up. Again, same sector as Disney, breaking the 20-day moving average on the daily. That's what we got. And we got there. Disney was getting to session highs, but in terms of Disney, you know, again was just earnings. I told everyone if they wanted to close it ahead of the report, I gotta post the Disney loss too. I'll post that here today. Here you go on the. Here is that was Square. Let's go to Netflix. Here you go. Here's your 40% screenshot with the 340 calls. Again, I closed those, but again, pretty close to the money. In terms of that, we actually broke above at 348. So well done. Got in at 153. You could see the signal here. Netflix at 153. That was my fill, and we caught that. So well done, team. On Netflix, do we have a little more room to run? Let's take a look at the daily. We want to get above 350. We did not fill that gap as of yet. If we retest 328 or 330, that's your 20-day moving average. Maybe we get a shot at it. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA was a really good exit more than anything else. Let's take a look at Monday. Here we go. So here's your Monday setup, and again at the highs of 292. Here is the NVIDIA chart. If I can find it, 300 to 313. If we break the highs of 290.59, you can see that we got that break 290. We reversed now. We're at 282, but we got out of it, which is smart. Here is the Monday action. 292. We got the break above 289. 290.59 is the breakout in a daily. 290.59, excuse me. That's what we got. That's what we filled. Here's the alert, info, and chart. Here is the signal on NVIDIA. 30%. Take it here since we missed that Netflix pop. Nice start to the week. Leave a runner if you like. That was at 245 on the 8th of May. That was on Monday. So that was at 245. That gets you to right around here. This is exactly the candle that we got out. And thankfully we did, because that thing flipped on us. And here's the 30% gain on it. Not a ton of money, but again, as long as you didn't lose on it. The next one we had was Square. You can see here the 55 puts for 83 cents. Here it is, 42% on Square, 55 puts, entry 83 cents. Let's take a look at Square together. And again, this was just a put. And I drew this yellow line to show that support on the actual setup. So you can see the breakdown here of around 57 is what we were looking for. We'll go to watch this alerts, and watch this alerts, guys, is for masterclass and premium members only. The basic members do not get this. So here's NVIDIA. Here's a trade up. Might be setting up for round 2. That's NVIDIA. Let's take a look at Square. Eyes up a mare. Square. Here we go. Check the daily. This is at 145 on the 10th. So you could see that daily chart. We'll go to the hourly. The 10th was literally 2 days ago. So you could see this break here. Today's the 12th. Let me zoom in a little bit. There you go. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. We got in on the 10th, which was a Wednesday, 1:45 p.m. So right around here we were hovering, broke it overnight, and then right in the morning is where we closed it on Thursday. Look at the end. Look at the exit. 9:31 Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. You're really much right here. 9:45. This is the 9 o'clock hour, and this is where we bounced. So perfect exit. If you held anyways on Square, again to the downside, you can see that we broke. So we did not get the target, but we did fill that gap, or pretty damn well in there, close. 55.10. The gap fill was 55.09. Take a look at that here. A little back testing. You can see that's our low there. And here is the explanation on it on Square. And you can see exactly what we were looking for, which is that break of that yellow line, which we got. And here's the gap fill, 55.09. We got to 55.10. Pretty damn close. Disney got a tank job, unfortunately. Take a look at it. Disney, this is earnings. Again, I went ahead and told everyone to go ahead and take out if they want to take it. I held it personally, but let's see here. Decision time, 5:10. 3:39 p.m. Maris -7%. Earnings are tomorrow before the bell, and then Disney 43%. The updates are there. So the most important thing is to have at least some kind of control in terms of your options. So again, we're always going to give you that heads up ahead of time, especially ahead of a big event. So at the end of the day, you are responsible for the decisions you make. Sometimes you hold, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If you close Square too early, that's what happens. If you got out in NVIDIA, look what happened. Again, it's really just the timing. It's not enough just to be right. You got to be right on time, and that's kind of the killer. But 3 out of 4 this week, pretty solid. I can't really say, I'm too excited. I mean, I got a couple more. I got one more with the Amazon Masterclass trade. So again, I have a pretty high bar for the team. So again, this week was pretty much wishy-washy. The way I see it is that we did okay. We didn't cover the spread, is the way I see it, in terms of a football analogy. So we're just going to have to keep it moving forward. I think it's the little things that you can prove over time. Again, the problem is that it's just a choppy market. So you almost have to kind of catch things very, very quickly. Amazon, for example, was 20% before the flush today. Mara was green 10% yesterday, before the flush yesterday. So we're just not getting that momentum. Disney was really the only one that was completely wrong, and that's fine. That's just earnings. I went for it. I'll take that any day of the week. I'm going to keep shooting. But watching Google, we'll put that watch list up this week, see what we get coming into next week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar. We have the Empire State Manufacturing Index on Monday. We have core retail sales on Tuesday. So again, we have retail stocks reporting as well. Unemployment claims, we have Philly Fed, existing home sales on Thursday, and Fed Chair Powell speaks. That's on Friday at a conference that he has. So I don't know if he's going to make any comment on monetary policy. We're going to go ahead and kind of peek a little bit into the week after, since this week coming up is going to be relatively quiet. We have manufacturing PMI, we have flash services PMI, new home sales, FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. This is the week after next. GDP, unemployment claims, we have a core PCE, so another inflationary reading. And we hit expectations on the last reading. The PPI was better than expected, or we hit expectations, and the consumer one met expectations. So, and then after that, we have a bank holiday on Monday the 29th. So the market is closed anyways for Memorial Day. And then that week is an on-farm payroll, and we start the cycle again. So not tons of action. Again, really the focus is the individual names. In terms of positioning, just sucks today to get hit in terms of premiums, but this is the way it is in terms of the market. So you buy time to have it. So you don't want to just buy time and just close it immediately either. This is the reason you pay that extra premium, is to have a couple of days. Let's see if the market does finally break out above 4,200. Maybe we catch that. Maybe the NASDAQ pushes a little bit higher. And we'll see where we go from there. But I know Bitcoin being maybe a little bit of a hint of some risk on movement. You could see that Bitcoin did move higher after hours. It's right now trading at, where's Bitcoin right now? If I can get the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin's trading at 26,739. Let me go ahead and click the Dow. And yeah, it's up about 1% this morning, this evening. So we'll see what we get moving forward. But I'll keep an eye on any kind of headlines moving forward, Bitcoin or news or any kind of movement. Obviously, I have some short-term risk in terms of Bitcoin, and it may have jumped up today 2%. So it's not like it tanked, but it did bounce too. So again, that just kills premium. Let's see if we get that momentum. Amazon took a little bit of a hit. I'm watching Google for next week. We'll see what Disney does. Keeping an eye on Apple as well. Let's see if we get on the watch list for all that. But we got some work to do. I want to make up for Disney. I want to get Amazon. I want to get Mara. I want to make sure to make up for that one loss on Disney, because we could have definitely got that if fate was a little kinder to us. So this is the deal, guys. It's not perfect all the time, but we'll make sure to keep it moving forward. And we got 2 more weeks left until the end of May. So far, pretty decent. April was a little better, but May, we expect a little bit of choppiness. So we'll see where we get moving forward. For those who are interested in joining our service, is at GAR Capital. This is our site. GAR.capital. At GAR Capital is our Twitter. At GAR Capital is our Instagram. So again, if you want to join our server on Discord, this is how it looks like. We put the watch list and charts, put all the signals, masterclass, all that good stuff is there, guys. So again, if you are interested in joining, just go to pricing right over here. We also have our masterclass one-on-one teaching, and any kind of questions, feel free to contact us or leave us a comment in the comment section. We'd love to have you on board. Let's go ahead and make sure next week is a strong one. We got some work to do, and I hope you guys stay rested for the weekend, because Monday it's back at it. We will see you then. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you Monday morning for the morning note. Cheers.